lovelies, and welcome back. I was having dinner and I just started like a reflection. I saw this video of a girl saying like don't couple up in your youth, like resist the urge to couple up and wait until you're older. And as like a 24-year-old that is soon to be 25, I thought that was very interesting because I do think about this topic actually a lot. Until I went through like a breakup when I was 18 and like never had another boyfriend, maybe traumatized, maybe, yeah, I think so. But until that point, I basically had a boyfriend every single year. I just saw a video of Alex Rose talking about this, of like facing like the perceived loneliness of being single. And I just thought that's so interesting because I often reflect upon what would have happened to me, how I would be as a human if me and my high school boyfriend had never broken up, or if me and like my first boyfriend had never broken up, and how my relationship with that person would have influenced me into the person I would have become. It's kind of like I've been single so long, I can't really think about this, but I do think about this like with my friends and family. Like when I'm with my best friends and we're gonna watch something on TV, we watch something that is like a common interest of ours. Or like when I'm with my mom, we always watch romantic comedy. When I'm with my like twin sister, we go more for like thrillers and stuff like that. So you find like the common ground and you go to it, right? So when you're in a relationship, a lot of the stuff that you do in your free time spending with that person is things that is like a common interest of the two of you. At least I think that's how it is. I don't know if like people are out there doing like, oh, let's do something you like and then do something that you like. Maybe I think in the older years, but I think when you're younger, when you're still like discovering yourself, like for me, when I was 18, I kind of knew what I liked, but I was also really going with the emotions. And it was only when I broke up with that boyfriend and was like at the end of the tunnel. I don't know. In Brazil, there's like a saying that is like at the bottom of the well. I always joke that like what was happening in my life, like graduating, the relationships with my family, everything, my mental state, I was at the bottom of the well already, but I was sitting on a bench, and that bench was like my boyfriend. And then we broke up, and then I realized, like, wow, I'm really down here. And I started the process of climbing up. And in that process, I faced some of like my darkest fears, insecurities, trauma, and I really found the light at the end of the tunnel. I became spiritual. I became through that process the person that I am today. And him and that breakup was like the catalyst, the transformation. It's kind of like until that point I was like a little caterpillar. And then the breakup happened and I went like cocoon, and then now I'm like out of the cocoon as a butterfly. But if it hadn't happened, maybe like when I went into my cocoon for like another reason in my life, I would have come out like a different color butterfly. And I truly think that we were like destined to be together and separate so we could learn and grow from that situation. Like nowadays I don't believe so much in like twin flames and like the one and everything, but I do believe in like karmic induced soulmates and people that we have to meet to activate us for specific journeys and specific points of our lives. I truly believe that he was someone that was so special to me because he allowed me to become the person that I am through the pain that I felt. The process of being inside of the cocoon, I think, must be honestly kind of terrifying, painful, tight, and you're kind of like breaking yourself to escape. And then, I don't know, it seems very intense for the little butterfly. And I think sometimes we need that intensity. It's kind of like pressure makes diamonds. Sometimes I feel like we need that so we can become who we are. I think breakups really offer that. Like today I was talking to one of my best friends that is going through a breakup, and I was just like, I can already see the diva that you're going to become because you're already iconic, and you going through this and finding yourself at the end of the situation, you're going to be just 1,000 times better. And I don't know, it just makes me think like I'm scared to think who maybe I would become if I had stayed with that guy and what that would have meant. So I understand the girly saying like resist the urge, so you can really find yourself. I feel like now if I were to like get into a relationship, I've been single and living alone for so long that I know how I like to spend my time by myself. I've developed hobbies. I've gone and done so many courses, like weekend courses, like long-term courses, that knowing myself, probably back in the day, if I was in a relationship, I don't know if I would have decided to spend like so many of my weekends not with the person and doing a course. So I think I've been able to find my individuality, and I think we can find our individuality when we're in a couple, but I don't think that we can without the influence of that person. I don't know, I'm honestly kind of like unsure. Like maybe we can. We both take care of each other, but we're also self sufficient. I think emphasis on the self sufficient. I've seen so many people in damaging relationships and how much it just takes from you. And I know firsthand how it feels because I've been there too. For a long while, I didn't accept that I was like in a toxic relationship because the relationship wasn't toxic because I was really just sweet and caring through it. So there wasn't conflict and anything that you would look at and be like, oh, like that's he's aggressive or something. But it robbed all of my. I was like the sun, and when I left, I was like the moon. The moon is still beautiful, but it doesn't shine like the sun. It's kind of like the sparkle of my eyes was like sucked out of me, and it was just so sad to see. Like finally, I trust myself enough to enter a relationship knowing that I will have the capacity to choose someone that doesn't do me wrong like that, and that I have discernment about my decisions. But I don't know, I think it's just a little reflection. Like, are you guys in long-term relationships? How do you think the person that you're with has impacted you? Maybe positively, maybe negatively, and how your life would be if you hadn't met that person. I think that's an interesting reflection. Or how your life would become if you broke up with that person, or if you started to date that person. That's pretty interesting because I have a crush at the moment. I don't know how my life would be if I was with him. I really hope you guys enjoyed this. I don't know, I've been talking for so long that I'm feeling a little bit annoying. So I love you. I'm so grateful that you watched this, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye!